Hello and welcome to the MAC weather page for this Wednesday, January 10th. And the big headlines is it is apparently looking more and more likely that we will not get a big storm Friday night and Saturday. The storm will be there, but it looks like it's going to track further to the southeast. That means more snow for Ohio and up the St. Lawrence Seaway. For us, the mixed bag of precipitation, especially this morning, we could see a little bit of freezing rain with temperatures in the 20s, and that could cause some slick roads, black ice on untreated surfaces, bridges, overpass, and rural roads. But then later on today, we'll jump into the 40s today, into the 50s on Thursday. And I think we got a lot of fog moving in, especially for this afternoon. It's already beginning to get a little foggy out there. I think conditions are only worse as we get into the afternoon and right on through Thursday morning. And then a cold front will sweep through the area as we get into Friday or Thursday night into Friday morning. And that could bring, as a secondary wave develops on that front, maybe 1 to 4 inches of snow from around Midland back towards Lansing over towards Jackson. From there, south and east would be the best chance of accumulating snows. Again, the main storm, though, will then track up across far southern Ohio, maybe Kentucky, in towards Pennsylvania. And again, that should keep the heaviest snow, but we'll show you a scenario that could happen, not likely, but could. Yesterday, we had a high of 32, a low of 16, no precipitation, and we've had no snowfall. 3 inches on the ground this morning, 16.1 so far for the year. If we look at temperatures around the area, you can see why we're worried about some freezing precipitation with temperatures in the mid to upper 20s. And we do have some light precipitation, not a whole lot on radar or anything like that, but anything that does fall certainly will freeze on contact. So do be careful out there this morning, at least until temperatures warm up into the 30s once we get past 9 or 10 o'clock. And then we'll get into the 40s, I think, as we get into the mid to late afternoon hours as that warm air surges in. As far as the weather map, as we get into Friday, we're going to look at 7 a.m. Friday. This is where I expected the low to initially make its cut to the northeast back in the Arklatex. It's digging and looks like, according to the models, it'll dig a little farther into Mississippi, Alabama, before it then moves up to the northeast. And again, that should mean the heaviest snows will be across Ohio and again up the St. Lawrence Seaway. But a scenario that could happen, some of our biggest storms we've ever had is when these systems dug into the central Gulf Coast and then rapidly intensify, and that caused them to take a more westerly track, and that's still a possibility. So we're going to want to keep an eye on it, even though the models are in pretty good agreement that Michigan, for the most part, misses out on this storm. We'll certainly want to keep an eye on it for at least another 24 to 36 hours to see where this low begins to make its move, and if it does rapidly intensify, or if it just takes a nonchalant track off to the northeast. If we look at precipitation, this was from the 0-0 run. This is kind of confusing to me. Most of this precipitation in this, when you actually go day by day or hour by hour, shows most of this precipitation falling when it's in the cold sector. So this is kind of interesting, and we'll see if the next update pushes that farther southeast. But all the rest of the 0-0Z runs showed the snow farther to the southeast. But yeah, here we got precipitation this far north, and we're not going to get this much rain, I don't believe. I think maybe a quarter of an inch. So it'll be interesting to see what the next run of that is. As far as the GFS through 1 p.m. Friday, the secondary wave develops on this front for Thursday night and Friday, and that gives us, you can see a chance for maybe 1 to 3, maybe 2 to 4 inches of snow from around the Tri-Cities back towards Grand Rapids and to the south and east, especially I think for Lansing to Saginaw to the southeast. And if we look at the 06Z run of that, you can see the heaviest snow. This is a little bit more to the northwest than the 00 run, so we'll keep an eye on that. But the European is well south with the heaviest snows. And again, you can see where it's also putting that secondary wave coming up the front, giving us some snow across much of mid-Michigan for Thursday night into Friday morning. As far as the forecast goes, you can see today, fog will move in, maybe some icy patches this morning. Highs in the low to mid-40s today, low to mid-50s, with about an 80-90% chance of showers and lots of fog around tomorrow. Could be some delays for schools tomorrow morning if the fog is dense enough. The only reason why it might not get too dense is we do get some pretty strong winds aloft that could cause things to mix up a little bit. And then you see after overnight lows Thursday night in the mid-20s, we go no place on Friday. And in fact, we'll have temperatures falling during the afternoon down to about 10 degrees Saturday morning with the chance of a few snow showers. And again, very cold conditions through the weekend, with highs in the teens and lows in the single digits. As far as weather watch, dense fog, that should move in towards Michigan. I would not be surprised to see dense fog advisories. Later on today, I expect winter storm watches to be issued for a large portion of Ohio up to St. Lawrence Seaway. Again, places like Columbus, Springfield, up towards Dayton and Cedar Point, places like that could get 6 to 12 inches of snow from this system. winter storm watches, winter weather advisories off to our northwest. That's with the first storm. That'll be moving away from us. That's what will be dragging this warm air into the area. Thanks for stopping by and have yourself a great day, and 73s to all.